Imagine you're walking into a grocery store, eyeing two jars of jam. One costs $1.99, the other $2.99. Logic says choose the cheaper, right? But what if I told you our brains don't work like calculators? Dan Ariely, Predictably Irrational, opens a door into a world where we're predictably, and hilariously, making the same irrational choices over and over. What if your sense of value isn't just about numbers, but the stories your mind tells? Stay with me, because by the end, you'll never look at a price tag, or yourself, quite the same way again. Let's kick things off with something that's pure magic: the power of zero. Free feels zero cost, but the way we chase free reveals deep quirks in our thinking. Ariely tells the story of chocolate bars at an MIT cafeteria. Two offers: pay 1 cent for a Hershey's Kiss or get a lint truffle for 15 cents. People wisely chose the Kiss. But then, change the prices to free and 15 cents, and suddenly the free Kiss crushed the lint. Rational value vanished, free dominates, even when it hurts. Why? Because free stirs an emotional hijack that's hard to resist. Think of your brain like a roller coaster at a fair. When it hears free, all the safety warnings get drowned out by screams of excitement. It's a wild carnival game where you throw logic out the window, chasing that dazzling prize no matter the cost to reason or wallet. Free is a magnet that bends your decision compass like a funhouse mirror. Once you realize free doesn't mean free of cost, it often means free of judgment. You can pause before your brain bolts for it. Recognizing this mental trap lets you choose more wisely, like spotting the carnival tricks before you gamble. So next time something's free, ask, is it really a deal or just a flashy lure? Next up, why do you think your old car is worth more than any buyer would pay? The answer lies in a quirky psychological effect that gave Wall Street a headache. In one experiment, students at Duke University were given coffee mugs. When asked to sell, they demanded nearly twice the price they'd be willing to pay if they didn't own one. This wasn't just about mugs, it was about how ownership creates emotional ties that warp valuation. Traders on Wall Street felt this same effect daily, overestimating assets simply because they're theirs. Picture owning a mug as wearing a pair of tinted glasses. Suddenly, every scuff and feature looks special, even perfect. This is the endowment effect, a mental lens that inflates your sense of worth as if your possessions become parts of your identity. Losing them feels like a mini heartbreak, so you price them above what they're objectively worth. If you can remind yourself or the person across the table about this bias, negotiations get smoother. Recognizing that ownership inflates value helps explain stubborn prices and can guide you to better, fairer deals. It's like taking off those tinted glasses. Suddenly the world looks clearer, and your wallet thanks you. Ever helped a friend move for free, then got ticked when asked to help asterisk for asterisk money? There's a weird clash between social favors and market transactions that messes with our heads. Ariely recounts an Israeli daycare study. When parents were fined for picking up kids late, the market approach, late pickups, actually increased. Before the fine, social norms made parents feel guilty about tardiness. Once money entered the scene, guilt evaporated. Parents traded social responsibility for a transactional fee, and suddenly being late was a service they were willing to pay for, without shame. Imagine two modes, social and market. Social mode is a cozy fireplace, warm, fuzzy, built on goodwill. Market mode's an icy calculator, cold and transactional. Throw money into a social setting, and it's like dumping ice cubes into hot tea. The warmth cools off, relationships freeze over, and the emotional currency depreciates fast. Once you get how these norms operate, you can pick your approach. Want genuine goodwill? Leave money out. Need reliability? Use contracts and cash. Mixing them blindly isn't just awkward, it can sabotage the very bonds you care about. It's like choosing the right tool for your emotional toolkit. You've got that report due tomorrow, but somehow Netflix is way more urgent. Why do we sabotage ourselves with procrastination, even when it's obviously bad? Ariely cracks this puzzle wide open. In experiments with procrastination, Ariely showed students an offer. Do a task now for a small reward, or wait until later for a bigger reward. Most chose the smaller reward immediately, ditching better long-term gain. Our brains are wired to prefer instant gratification, pushing us to avoid the discomfort of waiting or working now, turning us into masters of self-sabotage. Think of self-control like a smartphone battery. At full power, it keeps you going strong. But every temptation, every distraction drains the battery faster. Without recharging, think rest, routines, strategies, your willpower dies and procrastination sneaks in, like a thief in the night riding the power outage. Here's the kicker. Tiny changes, like breaking tasks into bite-sized pieces or creating accountability deadlines, recharge your self-control battery. These nudges become your guardrails, stopping procrastination before it takes hold. Knowing this means you can outsmart your lazy future self with your sharper present self, a simple but powerful mental hack. Have you ever marveled at a $100 watch, then flinched at a $1,001, both from the same brand? Why does context warp your sense of value? Ariely dismantles this relativity trap with flair. Ariely experimented with people choosing between subscriptions to The Economist, online only for $59, print plus online for $125, and one with just print, not chosen by anyone, at $125. The print-only option was a deliberate decoy, making the combined offer look like a steal. This isn't a pricing bug, it's how relativity hijacks our brains, pushing us toward comparisons, not pure value. Picture your brain as a judge at a talent contest who only sees contestants side by side. Alone, the singer might sound mediocre, but next to a worse singer, they sound amazing. Your brain, biased by context, always rank orders, never judges on absolute worth. It's like tasting a single wine blindfolded versus brandishing it next to cheaper bottles. When you catch yourself sizing things up comparatively, you gain power. You can ask, am I really judging on merits, or am I just swayed by the lineup? This awareness isn't just philosophical, it's a real tool that changes your spending, negotiating, and even self-esteem. Remember, context is a thief in valuables clothing. Remember that jam from the start? Knowing how free distorts value, how ownership inflates price, or how social and market norms clash can transform your everyday choices. Next time you hesitate over a freebie or a late fee, tap into these insights. Try this. Before your next rational decision, pause and ask, what invisible forces am I ignoring? Your wallet and your brain will thank you for the reality check. Subscribe for more book summaries like this one.